win as a team and we lose as a team. Joe didn't just say those words, he truly lived those words. An example of this was during his last year playing American Legion baseball. Joe broke his thumb a few days prior to the final state East-West game and was unable to play. Of course, he was devastated that he couldn't play, but he insisted on putting his uniform on and going to that game. During the game, he continually hollered to support his team. He stood at the top of the dugout steps and coached his fellow teammates throughout the game. If a batter was heading to the on-deck circle, Joe walked him over there. If a player scored a run, Joe was the first one out to greet him when he crossed the plate. When the defense came off the field, Joe was out there high-fiving with his good hand and shouting encouragement at the same time. I truly believe Joe may have been more tired than anyone on the field after that game, which incidentally their team won. I'm proud to tell you that Joe was awarded the Outstanding Sportsmanship Award for that game, never having played an inning. The award was decided by the umpires, and all were extremely impressed with how Joe carried himself. Joe was extremely appreciative of those who coached him. We would be remiss if we did not recognize coaches along the way. Bob Sowers coached Joe when he played for the Mountville Indians, and I believe he played a big part in molding Joe's passion for the game and his commitment to teamwork. Jack Merrifield and Tom Getz were two of his coaches here at Hempfield, whom he grew to respect immensely. Coach Getz afforded Joe the opportunity to play on the varsity team during his freshman year in high school, and Coach Merrifield proved to be a great role model for Joe. Coach Getz instilled a belief of strong leadership in Joe, and Joe responded by accepting a role of a leader on the team. By the time his senior year rolled around, Joe carried that leadership role with him when he went to Coastal Carolina University to attend college and play baseball. Although only a freshman, Joe established himself as a leader on the team. I recall a conversation with Coach Gary Gilmore at Coastal. It was the start of Joe's sophomore year, and we were down to see the team in an early season game. Coach Gilmore came to us and told us how glad he was to have Joe on the team. He told us Joe wasn't much into the conditioning part of the game, but he certainly made up for it with his support of his teammates and passion during games. And if I can just explain to you how he wasn't into it, his coach would make him get up at about 5 in the morning, and Coach Gilmore would drive a golf cart to make sure that Joe was doing the running he was supposed to be doing. I don't think he got away with that here at Hempfield. Prior to each game, the teams would line up on the foul lines to be introduced and take part in the national anthem. Joe would remind every single player to ensure that they had their toes on the line during the playing of the national anthem. And to this day, I believe the team still practices this. His father, myself, and our families are extremely flattered that you have bestowed this honor upon him. Of course, Joe is a part of our everyday, and we will never forget him. Knowing that others still think of him, and I look at all of you in this room, just reinforces to us just how special he was. Thank you.
Yes, we do have a video that Joe's friends made the year after his passing. It's well done, it's 6 minutes long, and I think this would really show you who Joe Zangari was from the time he played at Mountville until he ended his career at Coastal Carolina.
A dream cut short. Joe Zangari made a difference both on and off the baseball diamond. Joe loved life. He was not only an athlete, but a cheerleader who made a difference in the lives of the people he knew.
He truly and genuinely cared for his teammates, coaches, family, and friends. I mean, he was a very special person.
Joe was a dreamer. Ever since his first steps in the baseball field, he wanted to play in the major leagues. These dreams not only pushed Joe to accomplish his goals, but they also encouraged others to shoot for the stars.
He definitely made a difference in the way that I look at my life, the way that I play now. Joe really, everything he did with everything he had.
You could see Joe's determination in the way he played baseball. As a star pitcher for his high school and college, Joe's talent and enthusiasm inspired others. It wasn't long before almost everyone on the campus of Coastal Carolina University was inspired by Joe.
When it comes to other people, he always had to take care of everybody. He sort of thought it was his job to make sure everybody was happy and doing fine. So he just tried to take care of everyone. That's what it was.
Joe Zangari died on November 19, 1999, at the age of 20 from an apparent brain hemorrhage. More than 800 people showed up at Joe's funeral to pay their respects to the person who meant so much in their lives.
Little boy in a baseball hat stands in the field with his ball and bat. Says, I am the greatest player of them all. Puts his bat on the shoulder,
Zangari.
tosses up the ball. The ball goes up and the ball comes down. Swings his bat all the way around. The world's so still you can hear the sound. The baseball falls to the ground.
This afternoon, because as I mentioned, we got two top-notch pitchers, and both teams
Now
very
little
solid.
boy doesn't say a word, picks up his ball, he is undeterred. Says, I am the greatest there has ever been. He grits his teeth and he tries it again. The ball goes up and the ball comes down, swings his bat all the way around. The world's so still you can hear the sound. The baseball falls to the ground.
So the guy with the best stuff is obviously going to come out on top.
He makes no excuses, he shows no fear. He just closes his eyes and listens to the cheer. Little boy, he adjusts his hand, picks up his ball, stares at his bat.
Zangari with a perfect record on the season.
And he gives his all, one last time. The ball goes up, moves so bright, swings his bat with all his might. The world's as still it can be, the baseball falls. And that's strike three. Now it's supper time, and his mama calls. Little boy starts home with his bat and ball. Says I am the greatest, that is a fact, but even I didn't know I could pitch like that. Says I am the greatest, that is understood, but even I didn't know I could pitch that.